This is one of my favorite lectures, so I'm excited to be doing this one. It is, I am, just in case you didn't join last time, I'm American, but I live in Australia most of my time. Sometimes I'm in Canada, but I am a very modern medical astrologer. So I'm not, I have traditional training, but my original training was very modern. And as a naturopath nutritionist, as well as an astrologer, my forte is obviously medical astrology, but and it's kind of morphed into, I'm not trying to create a new astrology, I'm not trying to break any rules, but I am quite modern. So for those really traditional people, I'm not going to hopefully say anything that throws the baby out with the bathwater by any means. But when I talk about houses, there's so much controversy over houses, and I just want you to all let that go and just enjoy the journey with me through the houses and medical astrology, because I think this is a really fascinating part to the medical astrology. I do use Placidus, but you can use whichever house system works. I've kind of played around with different systems when I'm hanging out with other astrologers that use different systems. But as a working naturopath that sees clients not every single day, but it feels like it, all the time, as well as doing medical astrology, I've almost become a house-based astrologer due to my clinical practice, and you get the psychologists who are really into aspects because that's how the planets are communicating. And I love to see in astrology where people kind of go with it. And because of clinical practice, I think I've been really pushed towards the houses. So this talk very much comes from, traditional medical astrology, but then it also really brings in my 22 years now, I think, of clinical practice and how it's really morphed for me with clients. So I hope you enjoy it. Why is that not going forward? Here we go. So this is one of my all-time favorite quotes. Plato, 382 BC, or supposedly Plato. Never really know, but here we go. The cure of the part should not be attempted without treatment of the whole, and no attempt should be made to cure the body without the soul. And if the head and the body are to be healthy, you must begin by curing the mind. For this is the great error of our day in the treatment of the human body, that physicians first separate the soul from the body. And for me, as a naturopath, I love this because we're working on a mind, body, medicine, spirituality, bringing in that whole, what we refer to as the holistic triad, mind, body, spirit. But this also brings in medical astrology for me because I can use so much of the birth chart, not just physically, but when we look at ailments or what's going on with people, we can go to the higher octave of what's going on with that planet or that house emotionally or spiritually, or what transits are happening. So I just like that quote because it infuses so much of both of what I practice. So the houses of health, I find them vital in astrology. I really struggle. I really won't do somebody's chart unless I have a proper birth time these days, just because I feel so lost as to where the planets are living in different houses. But really shows how an illness can occur, or that stage or the arena that it's going to happen, or the environmental influences. Houses really stimulate planets into how they're going to act within that arena. And I just absolutely find them vital in treatment and clinical practice. So I just want to do a little review for you in case you're not overly familiar with medical astrology. The sun is referred to as being vital. It's your soul, it's your chi or your prana, depending on which system you want to use. It's this vital spirit within you. So it's your core energy and vitality. And when you're well, this is nice and strong. And when you're unwell, your vitality is really diminished. But the sun basically has rulership of that. The moon is, medical speaking, if you had to give everything just one word, the moon is nutritive. It's where we nourish ourselves emotionally and spiritually, but it's also where we nourish ourselves physically, and it's in charge of your digestion and food, and we'll talk about this quite a lot. I think the moon plays a huge role in people's health in their charts, but yeah, the moon is where you find nutrition. Mercury is the nervous system or neural. And again, there's tons of other rulerships with each planet, but these are just the general words or energetics I want you to remember. So nervous system, communication. It's also, Mercury actually rules all your hormones, because hormones are actually the messengers of the body going around and telling the body what to do.